Hello everyone, welcome to the Source Catalyst program. In today's video, we are going to go through a Python project which is Secure Password Generator. So before starting with the project, we are going to go through a document which will give you the overall details of the project and the outline that you have to follow. So let's begin with having a look at the document. So in this project, you will develop a secure password generator that generates strong and random passwords. The application will allow users to specify the length of the password and the inclusion of different character types such as uppercase letters, lowercase letters, numbers and symbols. So these are the outline steps that you need to follow while doing the project. The first important step is to import the necessary libraries. So basically there are two necessary libraries that we are going to use, which are random and string. The function of the random library is to generate random numbers and to choose random characters from a given specified string. And the string function is used for different string methods like uppercase, lowercase, numbers, symbols, etc. The next step would be to define a function to generate a secure password. Okay, so in this function we are going to write down the conditions and the loops that we will be using to generate the password. After defining the function, we are going to prompt the user for password requirements. Like as I mentioned, the user can choose whether he or she wants uppercase letters or lowercase letters, numbers, symbols, etc. So in this part of the code, you are going to specify that what the user will be wanting. Next, you have to generate and display the user secure password wherein we will be using the function that we previously defined. Okay, so now I am going to show you the code. So first, as I mentioned, the important step is to import the libraries, necessary libraries. So the first library we are going to import is the random library, and the next one is the string library. You can read the documentation of both of them. And the next function will be to define the function. So the name of the function, I'll give the name as generate password. Okay, and the parameters that we're going to pass in this function would be first the length. Okay, next a string which is uppercase, and the value for this string we will be extracting it from the user input. Similarly for lowercase, okay, for numbers as well, and then for symbols. These are the five parameters that we're going to extract. Then we have to define a string which is named characters. In this we are going to store a concatenated string which will contain uppercase letters as well as lowercase letters, numbers and symbols. Okay, now we are going to define certain conditions that we will be checking that what is the value, like what is the value that has been extracted by the user. Okay, so here what it will be doing is it will extract the ASCII uppercase characters and it will concatenate it to the characters string that we have created. Now next again we will be doing the same for the lowercase letters as well. Okay, so the function, so the method over here is ASCII underscore lowercase. It has a similar function as ASCII uppercase. Next, same we'll be doing it for numbers, and the function over here is string dot digits. And finally for symbols, the function is punctuation. Okay, now we have done with the 4 conditions, and a 5th condition we are going to include is that if there is no string in the characters, then we are going to print a error message to the user, and the message will be error, you need to select at least one character type. Okay, this will be the error message. And finally, after seeing all the conditions, we need to return a value which will be the password value. So let's define what the password value will be. So it will be, first we are using the join method over here. What this join method does, it will join all the characters that are extracted by a function using this, what do we say, empty string. So inside, now we are using the random library, and inside the random library we are using the choice method. What this choice will do is it will extract random characters or random letters or random strings, as we can say, from this entire string of characters. And it will be doing this for length n, okay, or for length or whatever it is specified by the user. So suppose if a user wants a password of length 8 or 9, then it will do it for 9 times. So we are just using length over here, so it will do it in the range of length. Okay, that's all. And now finally return password. Okay, just run this. So our function has been defined. Now the next step would be to return or to accept values from the user. So for that, you know that we use the input function. So the first value that we will be taking from the user is the length, okay, the length of the password. So we say enter the length of password. Here the user will be entering the length of the password. Now next we will be accepting the uppercase. In our case we are using 2 values, yes or no. So the user can enter any of the value that he or she wants. Here we aren't using int because it will be a string. So we say let's write the prompt as include uppercase. Okay, it will just ask, and the user has to give one value out of 2. And this will be converted to lower case, so that is why we are using the lower function. Okay, same thing we'll be doing for the lower case letters. Just change this to lowercase. Now we are doing it for numbers. And finally we will be doing it for the symbols. Okay, so now we have written the prompt to accept the values from the user. Let's run this and you see. So now we'll enter the values. Okay, so let's say we want the length of the password as 8. Click on enter. Then we want to include uppercase letters. We also want to include lowercase letters, that is why I am putting Y. Same for numbers and same for symbols. Okay, So now we have given the input to the system. Now let's see the next step. So now the next step would be that we have accepted the values from the user. The next step would be to process those values and give the password to the user. Okay. So now we are going to call the function which is password generator, and pass all the parameters which are length, uppercase, lowercase, numbers and symbols. These are the same values that we accepted from the user. Now next, if a value of password is created, then we have to simply return that value. Okay, so print this is, we are printing the generated password. Okay, the name of the function is generate password. Okay, so you can see the password has been generated. If you verify, then it has a lowercase letter, a uppercase letter, a digit as well as a symbol. Here this underscore is the symbol that is present. You can try it multiple times and see how each and every time it gives you a different password. That is why it is also called as a unique password generator, and it is very secure because no password is repeated because of the use of random function. Okay, random function makes sure that each time that you run this, it will give you a new password and it will choose different characters for you each and every time. Okay, so once again I'll go through the entire code. So basically in the first step, we import the two libraries, that are the random and string libraries. Then we go ahead to define the function which is the generate password function, and it accepts 5 parameters: the length, uppercase, lowercase, numbers and symbols. Then we create a string which is named as characters. It will be a concatenation of the uppercase characters, the lowercase characters, the numbers and the symbols. That is what we have done in this part. Okay, it will verify over here this if uppercase function or the statement verifies that the value for uppercase is yes or y. If it is no, then this entire part would not be executed. Okay, it will be skipped. It will go to the next part. So wherever the value is yes, only that loop will be executed. Where it is no, it will not be executed. Okay, you can try for n values also. Then after executing all of this, it will check whether the characters is empty or not. Okay, if it is empty, then it will give you an error message. Next, what it will do is it will join all the random choices made by a function. It will pick up random strings from the characters for how much length, for the length that is specified by the user, and finally it will return the password. Now after defining the function, what we have done, we have just created a prompt that will ask the user for certain values, and then we have passed these values in the function and we have printed the output, and this is the output that we got. Okay, I hope you've understood the steps over here. And what you have learned from this project is you have understood the importance of strong and secure password. You have learned about libraries like random library and string library, and you have also understood that how to concatenate strings and select random numbers or characters from a string. And you have also learned how user input validation and error handling is performed. So thank you. If you have any doubts, then you can ask your mentors, and other than this, if you have any other way of solving this question, then you can also let us know about that. Thank you.